welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go through all of my completed pages for August and whips that I have, and hopefully we'll finish in September. So let's start with the first whip that is right in front of you. So this is that double page spread I've been working on from Flowerscape. It's actually taking me quite a while. It took a while just to do the flowers themselves. I finally finished those, and now I'm just working on the background, and I'm almost done. So close. I'm actually hoping to belt this out like this afternoon. But yeah, all I'm doing is filling in the background, and then I'll go in, and I noticed a few stamens I forgot to color. You know how when you have those busy pages, you're like, oh, it's done. Oh, that's kind of story of my life. But I will be working on this to finish it up, and then I'll be starting next month, this one here. What I love about this book is how it kind of goes, you know, it has the flower and then it has it in a spread. I may do both for September, we'll see, but either way, as you know with this book, if you've been watching me for a little while, I'm coloring it cover to cover, so that's in order, and only with Prismacolors. You know, occasionally I might use something in the background that is not Prismacolor, but so far I've stuck to just Prisma. I'm doing Prisma for the background here. This was the one I did last month. So yeah, I'm working my way through, and then I'll have this definitely done for September, and it was just a big page, and then for sure I'll be working on this, and I'm gonna like Google it and try to do it as realistic as I can. Some of my I pushed a little too hard, I guess, and so it kind of dented the paper, even though I had a bunch of padding, so oh well. But that's one whip. Another whip I have, you may recognize this one from my live stream on Sunday with Karen Valentine. She did a lesson on a Caucasian skin tone, basically teaching me live. So if you missed that, go check it out. It was actually really fun. It's kind of a new experience, and it's one of the things I'm adding to my channel, but I'll have a guest, you know, teacher come on and teach me live, and you guys can watch me learn. And the reason behind that is it's one thing to watch a tutorial, but you know, it's cool to see live interaction. So like on Sunday, Karen was looking at my page and telling me what to fix, what to adjust. So that like kind of helped you guys as well, because you could see in real time what needed to be fixed. But I will be actually streaming this one this Sunday. Now it is B is for September, meaning we got to use our B mediums. And so I'm going to probably try and finish up the whole thing using either my Brute Ferner squares or my Black Widows. Haven't quite decided. The skin tone, though, was done with Prismacolors, so that part is done. But yeah, I think I'll finish this on Sunday's stream, because a few of you had asked, and I'll either pick one of my B mediums to finish it up. I still need to touch up the skin a little, too. Alright, I got a whole stack of books next to me. So as you know, August was A is for August, and the point of that was I'm doing my alphabet coloring challenge, and the purpose is to use a medium that either has a brand or a series that starts with the letter A for August. September it'll be B, and then of course, you know, if you don't have like any A or B mediums, you can stretch it out. Like I've had people ask if they could use brush markers. And you know what? Go for it. The whole point of this challenge is not to make it complicated or stressful. It's to make you use mediums that have probably been collecting some dust and need some attention. So a lot of these will be colored with A mediums, and then a few of my favorites. So film 50 spiral mandalas. I did this one here using my Aeon glitter gel pens, my favorite ones. It's overcast today, and I didn't turn on my light ring, so you guys aren't getting the sparkle, but that was what I used there. Let's see, and then this one, I used Amazon Basics, like permanent markers. They're basically Amazon Basics version of a Sharpie, and then Aeon glitter gel pens. That's one thing I hate about using alcohol markers on Create Space paper it bled pretty bad, so I wasn't super thrilled. This month for B is for September, I have some fine tip Bics that I think will work a lot better, but I normally only color mandalas in glitter gel pens. Something about the way it just glides and sparkle, it's just soothing, whereas markers require effort. I don't know. But I used them so that they got used. But yeah, that is all from there. I only did 2 mandalas this month. All right. Then in Magical Dawn by Hannah Carlson, I did a buddy color page. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I did this one here. So this was a buddy color with adult coloring with Megan. She's here on YouTube. I'm gonna try and like tag everyone below. So what I used for this was my Arteza Expert watercolor pencils. I think I did a couple YouTube shorts and Instagram reels showing these colors. Basically with the Arteza watercolor pencils, to get this vibrancy, you need a couple coats, so I did 2 layers. The background, however, is pan pastels. I used, I want to say the yellow ochre and the red oxide tint from my skin tone palette. I know it was from my skin tone palette. And it actually mixed together really well and made a cute little background. I totally didn't do anything with the bubbles. So I might go back and add some stickles or something. Originally, you might even see the little oopsie up here. I had started it with watercolor using these Arteza watercolors, but the Arteza watercolor pencils just aren't as buttery, and they don't dissolve as quickly. So they just were not working to what I wanted to get out of them. So I switched to pan pastel. And then of course I had to spray it with a final fixative because pan pastels, well, if you don't spray those down, they're gonna keep moving. Okay. Okay, and Johanna Basford's World of Flowers. This is a group buddy color. So this one, my Facebook group does a group buddy color page. So about a week or so before the end of the month, we vote between a few books, and then the winning book we vote on a few pages. My daughter actually picks all the books and the pages, so it's totally blind to me. Makes it a lot more fun as well. And this was the page that won, and we did for the August buddy color. And to stick with my A's for August, I used my Astra Pastello pencils for the whole page. The pencils aren't too bad. They work really well on this paper, but some of them can be a little scratchy. But a lot of people will say theirs are not scratchy, and then I've seen others who have scratchy ones. So I don't know if like maybe they started mass producing with the demand and quality went down or something. I don't know, but either way, it still turned out okay. I didn't give it a background because it was already so soft and subtle with the pastel colors. I just didn't feel like it needed a background. In fact, I thought a background would kind of suck away all that pastel work and take away from it. Plus, you know, this paper itself already has kind of a cream-like finish, so I just liked it the way it was. But yes, we are doing the August buddy color. If you want to join in on that, instead of just doing it on my Facebook, you can join either in my Discord. There's a link in my community tab here on YouTube. You can also tag me on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I've already created a hashtag for it. So there is a new buddy color page. I wanted to open it to everyone and not just my Facebook group, because not everyone uses Facebook or likes Facebook. I mean, Facebook can be really a pain for me too, just because it kind of takes away the conversation opportunities, in my opinion. And half the time I miss all the beautiful images you guys post on Facebook because of the way it shows them. So if you want more real time, join my Discord. We just sit on there and chat and just kind of hang out. But yeah, or you can tag me on Instagram for the one for this month. It's from a Clara Markova book. I know a few of you were bummed, but if you can't participate this month, there's always next. Don't worry. So from Tales from Midnight Masquerade, another Hannah Carlson book. I did a lot of Hannah Carlson, considering last month was a Carlson crazy. This was a buddy color with Emma Colors 2020. You might have actually, or you might remember this one because we did a live stream together, just kind of doing our buddy color live stream. So it was really fun. We both were coloring the same page and using my hashtag, A is for August, used A mediums. She used the Arteza Expert and Astra Pastel Low. I just used Arteza Expert for everything in here. The background is Pan Pastel. It's like my favorite for backgrounds. Just smush them together. I need to order some more this month, actually. But I can't remember. I used like one of the lighter grays and then a pink, and I kind of blended them together. Like these are so fun for backgrounds. I really need to get back to buying more like I was with my Copics, but I like how this one turned out. Hers is really cute too. I'm sure she had it on her completed pages and also her Instagram. Okay. Whimsy Girls at Work from Hannah Lynn. So this is actually a whip. So I had started this one. It's so close to done. Like, look at just tiny little details. Amazon Tammy had a hashtag going for Amazon Warriors, and it has a loose interpretation. Like, it just has to depict a strong woman. And so I had picked a mom because, gosh darn it, we do a lot of crazy things all day long. And this was like perfect. You know, the kitchen's kind of a mess. She's trying to cook while holding a toddler. It's just so real. So yeah, I had started this at the beginning of August using my Arteza Expert pencils. And honestly, this was the first time I had used them in a long time. And it was working out okay. I just kind of got burned out on the Arteza Expert. But I just have a little bit left. So I'm hoping I will come back and finish this. Maybe I'll start like a series of just tackling all of my abandoned whips. Oh my gosh, that would be a really long one. All right, I am going to show you something that I normally don't show you guys. This is actually a test page. So I was playing around with Arteza Expert colored pencils to make a black hair, and I tried a few different color combos. Black hair, in its basic form, you need a black, but that's kind of really just for shading. You need a couple dark grays, you need some like indigo blues, and then a few light grays, or even some French grays, depending on how you want to roll with it. Unfortunately, I was not enjoying any of the options coming out of those Arteza Experts. Each section or clump of hair here is a different combination. That's why you can see kind of different things. And none of them were working. The Arteza Expert are very, very soft, so they don't exactly hold their point like other pencils I prefer to use for hair. But also I found that their color range, I wasn't really digging it for realistic hair. Now, if you asked me to do something more like fun and funky, I could. But realistic, it was not pulling together. So yeah. That was some of my tests, because I was going to try to squeeze in one more this month. The month flew by, of course. I'm back to school and all that. But I'm going to reprint this. I had to write myself a note, reprint in the series I got it from, so that I could save this picture, because I really like that bun. But yeah, it just didn't work out. I'm going to set that right there so I don't forget about it. But that's okay. Live and you learn. Okay. Fairies in Dreamland by Denise Klett. So, Ashley Colors. I always want to say Megan because of her Instagram. But she did a hashtag for a Denise Klett books. And so I participated in that hashtag, and then there was a hashtag for fairies in August. It was like Fairy Mania, I want to say. So I had participated in both of those for this one here, and I colored this. This was actually started on a live stream. Oh, that lighting is making this look not so glorious. It's ultra sparkly. I'll explain why in a minute. I started this on a live stream, so all this in here was colored with Amazon Basics colored pencils. The wings were outlined with just a Signo. No, I used my Arteza actually. That's right. I was trying to be good and use all my A's. Now the background itself is looking extra splotchy with the way the lighting is, but it's not that splotchy. It is this crinkly though. This is my new Paul Rubens glitter paints. I mixed like 3 blues. And oh my gosh, these things are mega glitter. I mean, it's like glitter's coming off of it. I might need to spray it down. But yeah, so it was really fun to play around. This is pretty thick cardstock, but it's not made for that much water. Either way, it was just fun to play with and, you know, make it all mystical and sparkly. I think that actually participated in Lavella's too. Yeah, because I have never colored in that. So Lavella's, you know, Color Your Hoard. Okay. So from one of the Coloring Heaven editions, I think this was June's, a Colorful Adventure Storybook Special. So it was all the illustrations from Jash Lee. I did this one here. I did scan and print it because I wanted to use alcohol markers, and I print on the Hammer Mill, which, by the way, guys, if you like Copics Express It blending card, then you can save yourself a lot of money and buy the Hammer Mill. Like, I have tried quite a few papers, and my friend Ryan pointed me to this one, and I think, excuse me, he had learned about it from someone as well. I can't remember where, though, but like, it's like $13 for a ream of it, and it stays wet. Like, you can move and blend. Yeah, I've tried actual marker paper, and I got a lot of blending with marker paper. This stuff is amazing for markers. It stays wet long enough for me to blend it out. I was practicing blotting techniques. And it doesn't even bleed. I mean, it shows through, but it doesn't bleed at all. Like, I got no bleeding on the paper behind it. So it was on sale just the other day for like $8 for a ream. So I snagged it. I did post it on my community tab, but I heard someone left a comment it's sold out. So I mean, that was like half off almost. So wouldn't blame it, but I totally snatched that up. So to color this, I used my Arteza brush markers. So those are the new brush markers from Arteza. I outlined the butterflies using an Arteza white gel pen. And then I used a Sakura Jelly Roll Stardust pen to add some glitter, but it's not going to show up. But I swear there's sparkles all over those little butterflies. And then I used a Jelly Roll glaze pen to kind of make the water bottle look like glass. See how it catches the light there? And yeah, it kind of became a joke because I was coloring this on Lily's live stream. So Lily from the Art Journal, or Art Journey, wow, can't talk, every Saturday has like a little collaborative live stream, and I was on there, and we were joking because I was kind of stuck because I couldn't remember what colors I used for the backpack, and I went to color the deer, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to look the same. I was like actually terrified because that would have been weird, right? Little Bambi over here staring at possibly their sibling turned into a backpack. I know it sounds dark and twisted, but we were all thinking it. So yeah, this one was a lot of fun though, and I did add some little accents with the Arteza white gel pen. I'm not gonna lie, my Arteza white gel pens are annoying me. They're all clogged, but I powered through for the sake of the alphabet challenge. Okay, from Mrs. Mauve's Mandalas and Chill. Oh, I did 2 in here. So this one I did with the Aeon glitter gel pens as well. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Sprinkle. Oh, there's my favorite. I need to restock. I really, really need to restock. And then I also did this one with the Aeon glitter gel pens. In fact, I think this was, look at that sparkle. See, this is what makes me happy, is just all that glitter. Seriously, guys, if you're ever like losing your coloring mojo, or like you just don't feel like shading, Sorry if you hear Johnny 5, the vacuum, banging up against my door right now. He's trying to do his job and I'm kind of preventing him. Yeah, I really believe in just mindless coloring. So whether it's a color by number, I can't do those because then I want to shade and so it freaks me out. But I take glitter gel pens and just color mandalas and it is like heaven. It's so relaxing. So I highly recommend it. I always have a mandala book and a few gel pens in my center console of my car. And it's just like therapy. Take it everywhere. Okay, so this one I finished this month, but I had actually started it in July. So this is from my red hair tutorial using the Black Widow pencils. It's on my channel. And then her skin was done with luminance. Yes, so I use luminance for the skin. And then everything else is polychromos. So her dress is polychromos and all the flowers up here polychromos. The eyes I did in polychromos. Yeah, and then just the skin was luminance. And then the hair was my Black Widows. I think there was like 7 or 8 colors. Red hair is very complex. You try to do that with 4 colors, it just doesn't look right in my opinion. But this was actually a really fun one and I really liked the way it turned out. I did it on the Nina Desert Storm paper. I was kind of playing around to see how polys worked on this paper and I really liked how they turned out. I've done hair on here, but I haven't like actually colored on the Nina Desert Storm with them. And they blended out really well. And I could have added some more layers. And you know, honestly, if I would have gone over this with some white gel pen, the flowers would have popped even more, but I like how it turned out. Of course, I need to order more cream. In fact, I'm writing a note off to the side. Cream for polys, because I'm running dangerously low. I know it takes a while to get through them, but when you do, I use cream in almost everything. So, okay. Oh, now the sun is starting to shine. Let me put my little thing down a teensy. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully it's not blinding you guys. Okay, so this is the Arteza Expert Green Hair Tutorial. It's also on my channel. I had originally started this and I was like, oh, it looks so toxic green. No! But a few of my lovely coloring friends said they enjoyed it. So I did share the tutorial. Like I said, Arteza Expert pencils are really not my favorite for hair. Anything super soft I don't like to use. You just can't get that same flicking motion that I like to use. Can you make hair with these? Of course, I just did it here. But it just takes a different style and approach is all. The reason I didn't finish it was it wasn't relaxing. You know, like I've told you guys, I love to do hair because hair is very therapeutic for me. However, the method I have to use to do this hair wasn't. So I just didn't find it as relaxing, and there was no way I was going to color that whole head of hair. So I was actually going to use like all these clumps to test other Arteza ones, and I didn't get around to it. So I'm going to reprint this and save it because I really want to do this for another brand of pencil. I didn't even get to do Derwent Artist this month in hair. Okay. Speaking of hair, here's another one. I did do a short hair tutorial for this one. So this image is from Kundank's Art, one of my favorite artists on Etsy. And I had this PDF for quite a while and I just never got around to coloring in it. And then Art and Fly was kind enough to send me a portrait set and their 72 count set of pencils. So I thought, you know what? Perfect. So I used the portrait set to color her face, including her lips. Now the portrait set, by the way, those colors are pulled from the 72 set, so they're not new colors by any means. But I did want to see if the portrait set could indeed color skin and lips and everything. It did great. A lot of the colors I used in the hair were in the portrait set, but I did pull a few that were from the original as well. Those pencils actually work really well for hair because they're an oil-based pencil. They hold their point really well. I was pretty impressed. They blended out pretty good on the skin. You know, I was using just the portrait set, so I was kind of playing around with some yellows and purples and whatnot, but it turned out pretty good. And then I used the Art and Fly 72 set just to color the rest of the page. So the flower, I believe I shared the flower color combo on Instagram. It turned out really pretty. One of my favorite things is using a cream color. I think it just really makes everything pop for some reason. And then just, you know, I used the Art and Fly purples and some pinks for her hat and dress. And then, yeah, I really liked how this one turned out. I really do. But it was a fun one to color. And that was just on regular, good old-fashioned white cardstock. Oops, my basket fell over. Okay, so from Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlson, this one is a whip that will take me a long, long time. I started this on a stream that I did with Amazon Tammy. It was like a joint buddy color. And I was using my Derwent Artists pencils, which I haven't used in a long time. And it was a lot of fun to use those in here, which just reminded me, I don't think I have that one page. I'm gonna have to go grab that book that I colored with Derwent Artists. But yeah, it's just gonna take a while, and I kind of lost my mojo on this page. It happens. And it wasn't the pencils. I just honestly was like, oh, this thing is a little, I'm not in the right mind space to tackle all this right now. So I'm saving all the colors, and it'll just go into my area of whips. This one's kind of stuck. Okay. This one is also a whip. I'm trying to finish it up. It's just been a little crazy, but I started this on a live stream from Zemlja Snova. Never gonna say it right. It's Tomislav Tomics. This is the Czech version. It's like Dragomar or something along those lines is the Dutch version. Now I can't even remember. I did this with the Arteza Expert watercolor pencils. I had you guys vote on the page, and I did a few short tutorials. They're up on my channel showing you how to do the greenery, the mushrooms, the trees, the wood grain. And I just need to sit down and finish it. This page I would never finish with normal colored pencils. Watercolor by far makes it just fly by. That's for darn sure. But yeah, I really like the way this one turned out, and I'm gonna definitely finish it. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but it's on the list. Okay, now from the Flower Fairies coloring book. So this was actually a full-length color along on my channel. I was trying a new style where instead of releasing it in parts, I released the entire thing and had it broken up into chapters that you could easily click through. If you haven't watched it, please go take a look and give me some feedback. I would really like to know if that style of color along you guys enjoy, if it's all in one go, or do you want multiple parts released over time. So if you could take a look and let me know, because I plan to do color alongs this month and I would love to get some feedback. So yeah, the color along is on my channel, and I did this page, which is called A Friendly Encounter. It was part of that fairy tag by M's Coloring Creations. It was one of the prompts for her August Fairy Mania. So this was all done in Albrecht Dürer watercolor pencils. They're very smooth, they dissolve, they don't require multiple layers to get what you want. And then I used Arteza white gel pen for like some of the white pollen and around her wings. And then I used my Artship Designs glitter paint pens to add some sparkle to her skirt. But yeah, this was just like a fun, very beginner friendly little tutorial using watercolor pencils and kind of showing you guys how to work with them. And honestly, I love how it turned out. It's super darling. It's a really cute book in general. Can't wait to tackle more, actually. Okay, Sorry, I gotta bend down to get my books. From Creative Haven Country Gardens. This is a Teresa Goodridge one, as are most that I end up doing. I did this page also in all Albrecht Dürer. Oh my gosh, watercolor pencils, you can finish a page in like a day. So it's so relaxing. You just and I even was practicing making a wood grain using like 3 colors, playing around with grass and flowers. Honestly, I was just playing around with them and trying to learn them. I was going to go back with a white gel pen, but I honestly wanted to throw my white Artezas out the window, so didn't bother. But this is just from the book. These have perforated edges, so I pulled it out. It is pretty crinkly. This paper is by no means meant for a ton of water, so on the next go-round, I'm actually going to try a watercolor pencil using my alcohol colorless blender markers and try that out. Or I may buy a couple Tombow water-based ones and try those. Those always look really pretty too, and the colors actually become very vibrant, and you can do some complex blends with them as well. All right, last but not least, oh my gosh, from Fairy Miracles by Clara Markova, I did this one here. So this went also to that Fairy Mania tag, and then there was a Clara's Magical August tag as well from Instagram. So I used my Derwent Artist pencils for this, and there are tutorials on my channel for doing these flowers and leaves using your Derwent Artists. I had a lot of fun. I haven't used my Derwent Artists in a while, and when I did this page, I was kind of reminded of how fun they are. They are very hard, but you know what? They're not a bad pencil. And you guys know I love Prisma. I love soft. I love the smush, but these are very relaxing to use. Doing all these flowers, I had a blast. Coloring in these berries, I mean, you can make pretty complex color blends using these, and it really wasn't that bad with the layering. So I had a lot of fun using those mediums, I'm not gonna lie. The background is pan pastel. I just mixed a blue and a gray together, and I really need to start. That is one of my goals for September. I'm gonna have a sketchbook, and I'm gonna write down the page name and what I use so I can tell you the specific colors. But I do know the colors for these leaves and flowers because I have a tutorial on my channel. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. I may go back with some like glaze for the wings or not. It's, you know, sometimes less is more, and this one was just meant to be soft and simple. And I did have to spray it with a final fixative because of the pan pastel, otherwise it would have just been all over here. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this one. And it kind of just reminded me of how fun those Derwent Artist pencils are. And they need more love from me. And they smell, oh my gosh, like little kisses of heaven. Because I have the wooden box set, and you just open it and yeah. What can I say? It smelled amazing. Let's see. So every month I pick my favorites. And honestly, I would have to say my favorites. Oops. I tend to always say my portraits are my favorite, but you know, I spend a lot of time on these bad boys. I mean, that hair was a lot of my life. So I don't know. And I really loved this one because I loved how this flower turned out, even the leaves, the hair. And this was a budget oil-based pencil, like uber budget, and I got that result, whereas I was using expensive pencils minus the Black Widow. I mean, Black Widow aren't cheap, but they aren't exactly polychromos. So it was kind of cool to see, you know, the results I was able to achieve, you know, using polychromos and luminance and Black Widow versus just a cheap Art and Fly set over here, and it turned out really well. So both of these are my favorite. I really liked them. If I had to choose like one as the favorite, it would be this one here. just because I had a blast doing this red hair. It was fun just testing it out. It was really fun coloring it. Darn, those Black Widows make killer hair. So this month, I can't wait. I'm like already in my head, ooh, what am I going to do for this month? So, but both of these I just loved. I love the flower on this one. A bunches. I need to go look up on my own Instagram to remind myself what that color combo was. This is why I need to write this down. And then yeah, this one, I loved how it turned out. Even the skin, as you guys know, I'm kind of weary on skin, but I had fun doing this, and I even gave her freckles, and yeah, overall it was a good experience. And both were pretty impressive. You know, we've got the expensive and the budget friendly, and I still think I got 2 really good looking portraits out of it. But that is it for August. I colored quite a bit, but I did notice that I was kind of slow, and that was because I was almost focusing solely on A mediums, except this page. I was kind of finishing this over from July, so this doesn't count. You know, using the Art and Fly, the Derwent Artist, the Albrecht Dürer, things I don't normally use. So it slowed me down. Now B is for September. I have already put out my video of examples of B mediums, but I did clarify one thing in there, and one thing I need to practice myself. The entire month does not have to devote to solely those mediums, because you will drive yourself crazy. And also, do you want to wait over 2 years to touch one of your other brands of pencils? I've got a whole mess of things I've been buying that don't start with the letter B, and they sure are not going to sit there till they roll into the rotation, including these Art Whale watercolors that came at the end of the month, so I didn't even get to use them. I'm not going to wait till W. Like, come on. So please keep in mind, when you watch the video, I do explain that, but I'll explain it here too, because why not? You don't have to spend the entire month doing just those. I kind of went hardcore with the first round, but even I felt myself burning out and losing kind of my coloring mojo, because I was like, I really want to pick up a polychromo, or I really want to grab my Prismacolors. As long as you use your B mediums at least once that month, you have accomplished the entire point of my tag. It's just to test them out. I really found myself struggling to use certain pencils, and so I gave some away, and it helps you kind of decide, like, do I really need this pencil? And that's the whole point, you know, give your supplies some love so they don't sit and collect dust, but also kind of help see if you can declutter. We don't need to collect all those pencils unless you really want to. But, you know, I'm running out of storage space myself. I'm actually looking at storage options for my office and having to renovate my office while waiting for my art studio, which is months away, if not over a year. And so I'm looking at other options, all to store my stuff. And so that's kind of the point of this tag is, do you really need it? And you've got to use it. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it and not stressing out about it. And like I said, be creative. Some of you did A mediums with A colored names. You all are crazy. I can't even take it that far, but kudos to those who did it. I got a message on the B is for September. Someone is going to use a B medium with only B colored names in a B named book. I can't do it, but if you can, tag me, because I got to see this. Because wow, kudos to you guys. Seriously, I'm stressed enough just breaking out all those pencils and using them, but I'm actually excited for this month because most of the pencils that start with the letter B in my collection, I'm excited to use, like my Black Widows, my Square Brute Fooners, I have some Bic markers, Jane Davenport Brights, her Bright collection of watercolor paints. I can't even think of the other stuff right now. There's things in there. Oh, and then I do have my 520 Brute Fooners, which gotta use. I'm not super thrilled on those ones, but we're gonna make it work. Oh, and my Blick Studio brush markers. I'm excited to use those. So yeah, it'll be a fun month. I honestly think C and D will be my favorite because there's a lot of stuff I have in those ones. But either way, It's going to be a blast. But either way, don't stress about it. Have fun. I'm going to take it a little easier this month as well because I noticed, like I said, I was kind of just focusing solely on the A mediums and kind of losing my mojo. And I'm going to incorporate other ones. So like if I want to do the skin in Prisma, I'm going to do the skin in Prisma, and then I'll use a Black Widow for the hair. You know, mission accomplished. So you kind of take the same mindset or go as crazy as you want with it. Just don't burn yourself out. So thank you everyone who participated in A is for August. Thank you ahead of time for those who are participating in B is for September. I have 3 hashtags that have come out for September. The B is for September one. I also have the Create Your Colorful Fall tag. You can find it on Instagram. Basically, take any picture, doesn't have to be a fall themed page or book, and turn it into a fall one using fall colors. My fall series and whatnot comes out Friday. It's 3 parts. Part 1 discusses my new fall haul, so all my new fall books that I've bought. Part 2 is just all the fall books and PDFs I already own. And part 3 is books that are not fall themed, but have fall pages hidden in them, and books that you can just transform into a fall or Halloween page. And the entire point of that series being released one on the same day, so you can kind of see them all, is to participate in that tag. So that one, you don't have to go buy a book to participate. I'm giving you examples of pages that could totally be transformed and trying to spark some creativity, because any page could be a fall page. This could have been turned into a fall page. All I would have had to do is change up the colors and make it more fall-like. The leaves could have been orange and yellow instead of green. I mean, simple changes turn anything. It doesn't have to have a pumpkin on it. Is basically my point. So, I have that one, and then also the buddy color page. I would love to see if you guys want to participate. Like I said, check out the community tab or my Instagram post. If there are enough of you that post that image, I'll make a video. But if there's just a handful, I probably won't, just because of the time. So it'll just depend on how many people participate. I know it's not a book everyone owns, but like I said, I don't pick the book. I don't pick the pages. I leave that to my little helper. But anyway, I have rambled on long enough. Thank you guys for an awesome August, and I am looking forward to September, incorporating some of my new plan changes, which you have already seen rolling out, but more to come. And until next time, take care.